All right, what's up, Cleveland? Hey, so Bill mentioned off the top that I live in Seoul, South Korea, and I perform stand-up comedy there. And this is the first time I'm ever performing stand-up in my hometown of Cleveland. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, and I used to live like right over in this neighborhood. Like, you know that urgent care down the street? That's where I found out that I have gout. So like, good memories, good stuff. But yeah, right now I'm back home visiting family. So it is really nice to feel at home. I feel really comfortable here. It's been 3 years since I've been here. I feel really at ease. And you know what really makes me feel at home more than anything? Is Tim Misny billboards. Not my mom's cooking or anything like that. It's seeing Misny coming up with all different ways of how he's gonna make you pay. And like, you ever think about like if you are not from Cleveland and you come here and you just see his billboards, like what are you supposed to think? They don't even say his law firm's name. It's just him with the eyebrow and the point. And you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? And why is this guy everywhere? Right? Like, people probably leave Cleveland and they're like, what's the deal with that bald guy? Why is he everywhere? I was talking to a couple people at this table before the show. Is your birthday, right? Yeah. What's your name?
Lorna.
Lorna? Make some noise for Lorna. It's her birthday. Lorna, I have a question for you.
Yeah?
What do you think is Tim Misny's drug of choice?
Cocaine.
Cocaine? I agree. It's cocaine, everybody. It's definitely cocaine. You know that ring he's got in the billboards? That thing twists off. And he's just like, I'll make them pay. How do you think he gets the eyebrows so cocked? It's the cocaine.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love Tim Misny. That dude is fucking awesome. I better cut it with the Tim Misny talk, though. He'll make me pay. Yeah. But I feel great being at home. Home is where Misny makes them pay. That's it. Do you guys understand, like, I've been waiting to do Misny material for 3 years? Like, you can't talk about Misny in Seoul, South Korea, because I'd have to, like, explain it. I'm like, so there's this guy. And, like, first I'd have to explain that they have lawyer advertisements. That's a foreign concept, right? So it'd be way too much. So I finally got to fucking do it. I finally got to make Tim Misny jokes. I've been waiting forever for that. Oh, man. Anyway, I went to high school in Strongsville. Good response to that. Strongsville sucks. It's just all strip malls. It's like the most culturally devoid place you can think of. But yeah, when I was at Strongsville, we obviously had school dances. I'm sure you guys all had school dances at your high schools as well, right? School dances are a funny concept to me because you just dress up in the nicest clothes that you can get, and then a bunch of teenagers just sort of scrum together and dry hump while the teachers watch. That's it. That's a school dance. And I always felt bad for the DJ because they have to watch too. Like, it's some dude who's like spinning weddings in the summer, and he's like, I need cash in the off season. Fuck, like, and like it's such an interesting business transaction too. Because the school will like go to the DJ, they're like, hey man, we loved you at our history teacher's second wedding. You could come, now we'll pay you money to come to our school, you put on some music and watch our kids pretend to fuck. And he just has to do it. He's like, okay, fine, I guess I'll do it. Does anyone know if our like younger kids at school dances, are they still grinding? Does anyone know? I'm not interested. I'm just asking for like research purposes. Does anyone know what young kids are doing?
They're still grinding.
Ah. Yeah, maybe they're actually fucking, I don't know. But like, I like the idea of like an old man reminiscing about grinding, right? So like, I read online that like if you're hanging out with older family members, it's a good idea to like play music from when they were young because it like naturally brings out the memories, right? So like I imagine like when I'm a grandpa, my grandkids, they'll be like, hey, let's get Gramps' memories going, and they like put on LMFAO, like party rock anthem. You know, so it's just like party rock is in your house tonight, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, you know, back in my day, we had school dances. The girls were throwing them things back. I was back there, I was just catching them things. They called me Sandy Alomar. And then like my grandkids are just stunned into silence, you know? It's the most awkward silence you could think of. And then it just hits a, every day I'm shuffling. That's the type of grandpa I'm gonna be. I don't know if you noticed, but that grandpa voice is my recycled Joe Biden. Selfishly, I miss Joe Biden because like I started doing a Biden impression like right before he ended, and I was like, oh fuck, I can't do it anymore. So I gotta like force it in other ways. But yeah, you guys are pretty cool. I'll leave you with this one. We had some talk about conspiracy theories. There's a lot of stuff online now. Are you guys familiar with the Mandela effect? Some of you are. I can go ahead and explain it. So the Mandela effect is like this idea that at one point our reality split off into another one that we are now living in. And like the evidence of that is like a lot of people share memories that are false, that like don't exist. So like the main example is that Nelson Mandela died in prison. Like that's what people remember. But we all know that he got out of prison and he became South Africa's like first democratically elected president. He ended apartheid. Like that's what happened in our reality, right? But a lot of people remember him dying in prison. So I have my own theory about the Mandela effect. What I think is that white people made up the Mandela effect because they didn't want to admit confusing Nelson Mandela for some other black guy. Because it's already racist to confuse one black person for another, right? And you know how white people are always trying to not get called racist. Like anytime like someone says something racist, like, no, I'm not racist, no. So like if you mix up Nelson Mandela, like one of the most influential people of the 20th century, with some other guy, you have to get creative with how you're gonna slither out of that one, right? So like, you're with a friend and you're like, oh man, I really admire Nelson Mandela. It's too bad he died in prison. And your friend's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, he got out, he became president. And you're like, oh, no, so you know, like, it's like wormholes and stuff, right? Like, it's a different timeline. He died in a different timeline, and then like that's what happened. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. I like to imagine confusing Mandela for someone who looks completely not like him at all, right? So like you would be having the same conversation, and you're like, oh man, I love Mandela. He was great in The Matrix. And you're just like, that's not Mandela, that's Morpheus. All right, everybody, I'm Steve Gallus. You've been great. Let's bring back your host, Bill Squire.
Give it up for Steve, everybody. All right, our next comic coming to stage. She's one of my favorites. Put your hands together for Nicole Knight.
Heck yeah, keep it going for everybody you've seen tonight. Are you guys mostly here for that guy who went last? Steve?
Yeah.
Okay.